Welcome back to Healing Motherhood. This is your host, Alexis Stearns, and I am here to guide you in finding the healing tools that work best for you. Today, we are on day 3 of the Impacts of Healing series. And today, we are talking about joyful parenting as an impact of healing. So let's talk about this. How on earth would healing make parenting more fun? So the first thing is that when you are healing, you are choosing to be at cause in your life, which means that you are choosing to have an impact on how your life goes. You're no longer willing to sit idly by and let life happen to you. You're not willing to be a zombie and wake up and do the same thing day after day, have the same feelings, the same triggers, repeat the same patterns over and over and over again, right? When you choose to take ownership of your healing, when you choose to dive in to Healing Birth Within for over half off, the link's in the notes, you are saying, I'm ready to live my life on purpose. I am ready to live an intentional life and take ownership of my actions, take ownership of my healing, take ownership of my life. I'm ready to dictate how I feel, how I experience this world, right? So the first way that happens, right, is through your self-awareness. So I know on day 1, we talked about the impacts on your self-connection, right? What does self-awareness have to do with parenting? I'll give you a minute. When we are aware of our own emotions, of our own triggers, of our own body, our own emotions, our own needs, that means that we can teach it to the kids or the people that we love. I feel like that's like a mic drop moment. Just let that sink in for a moment. Because how many times have you abandoned your own needs to take care of somebody else? Or because you shouldn't feel that way? Or because you felt guilty or too much or too needy? So when we have this self-awareness, we are able to teach the children in our lives about their own emotions, about their own self-awareness, right? We are able to have self-compassion for ourselves, right? And not judge our parenting so harshly. And we are able to be more conscious parents because we are aware of our feelings. We are aware of our own inner battles. And when we are aware of that, we are able to choose how we want to parent instead of parenting from a default woundedness or a default, this is how our parents raised us kind of place, right? And so when we have that awareness, we're able to stop and say, oh, that's not how I want to do that. And we get to be more intentional with it, right? So the next part is healing reduces your anxiety, your guilt, and your self-doubt. What does that have to do with parenting? When we are able to decrease our anxiety, when we're able to let go of guilt and self-doubt, that means we're able to have more fun. Yay! So when we're able to decrease these things, we get to increase our playfulness. We get to have more fun with our kids. We get to actually participate when we see them playing something that we'd like to do with them. Because we've gotten that anxiety under control, we have learned to help our amygdala cool down a bit, and we're able to have more fun with our kids, right? We're able to release the guilt that we hold at the end of each night for how we handled whatever situation that day, right? And then the last part of how healing impacts your parenting is that you become more confident as a parent. So when you heal, you become confident in the choices you're making. You are making decisions on purpose, right? Yesterday we talked about how you, or no, not yesterday, earlier today, even at the beginning of this, right? We talked about how you're taking control of your life, you're taking control of your parenting, you're parenting on purpose, you're living on purpose. Well, you're then more confident because you're making choices consciously, not reactively, not with your trauma brain. You are making choices from a place of calm, aligned, because you've gotten that self connection. You're making decisions from that more aligned and authentic place for what works for your family. So, those are the three big ways that healing impacts your parenting. I want you to come back tomorrow because tomorrow we are talking about how healing impacts your children and future generations. So this one is almost like a two-part series, except for it's split up into parenting and directly your children. So tomorrow we're talking about how healing impacts your children. I cannot wait to see you there. Bye.